This video is being done because somebody asked me in the comment section, how do you worship Yahuah in spirit and truth? Now, I think that's a really good question. So I told her that I was going to try to learn and figure it out and make a video about it. So I really pray, Yahuah, please speak to me in the name of your son, Yahusha, HaMashiach. You made man's mouth. I pray that this video is helpful for everybody. Okay. So scripture says that Yahuah is spirit. So you must worship him in spirit and in truth. He searches the heart, right? Let me find that scripture. Yirmiyahu 17:10 says, I, Yahuah, search the heart and test the mind, to give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his deeds. Okay. Yirmiyahu 20:12 says, O Yahuah of hosts, who tests the righteous, who sees the heart and the mind, let me see your vengeance upon them. For to you have I committed my cause. 1 Samuel 16 verse 7. Well, let me start. Well, I'll say it right. I'll just start here in the middle of it. It says, for Yahuah sees not as man sees. For man looks on the outward appearance, but Yahuah looks on the heart. So Psalm 139, 1-6 says, you have searched me, Yahuah, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, Yahuah knows it completely. What I'm saying is Yahuah knows your thoughts. He knows the intentions behind your thoughts because he made you. He knows everything, literally everything. He knows the beginning to the end. He knows everything. So you can't fake the funk. Like, we can't fake our intentions. When you submit to Yah, you're submitting to him. That means submitting to his will. That means, you know, in scripture, in churches, they always talk about, you know, how the Messiah said, oh, take up your stake and walk with me. And they act like they get it. But that's literally what this walk is. You are giving up your life. You're giving up the things of your desires to walk as the Messiah walked, to be aligned with the Father's will. Okay. There's a scripture that says, he who finds his life will lose it, and he who loses his life for my sake will find it. I think I said that right. You can't be here and not be aligned with his will and think that you're going to make it. That's not how this works, okay? Because the Father has his perfect will that whether you're aligned with it or not, or let me say inclusively, whether we're aligned with it or not, it's going to be done, okay? So it's just about being honest. Like, he knows when we have things, and we all got things that needs to be worked out of us. So if you're just honest with him and tell him, I'm confused, please get this out of, because your flesh is evil, okay? Your flesh and your spirit, they work against each other, so you don't do what you want to do, okay? Your spirit wants to go with the Ruach HaKodesh, and your flesh wants to go off and get pleasures right now. That's what it is. So worshiping him in spirit and truth is, you're not going to get that in church. You're not going to worship him in spirit and truth if you're just, and I'm not saying that you can never do this, but we need to always be seeking his face. You can't go and seek him once a week and then be like, oh, I'm honestly seeking him. No, when I worship him, I just try to speak to him through my heart, and I just try to talk to him. He knows things that are wicked in me that needs to come out of me. So if things that if you're even having a hard time submitting to him, you can literally tell him, hey, Yahuah, please help me. Help me. He hears you. He can hear you. 2 Corinthians 12:9 says, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the glory gladly about my weaknesses, so that Mashiach's power may rest in me. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses. You admit your weaknesses to him. You admit you want them gone. You admit you want him to get it out of you. He will help you. So how to worship him in spirit and truth? I would definitely say speak to him. You know, don't. Oh, here go one more. Thank you, Abba. I meant to read this one. So in Matthew 6, right, starting at 5, it says, and when you pray, you shall not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. So be it, I say to you, they have their reward. But you, when you pray, enter into your closet, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father which is in secret. And your Father which is in secret shall reward you openly. When you pray, use not vain repetitions, okay, as the heathens do, okay? For they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. For not you therefore like unto me, for your Father knows what things you have need. Have need of before you ask. And then it says, you in this manner therefore pray to the Father in the heavens to consecrate his name. And then it says the prayer that you might have heard growing up. Bless you, Yahuah, Aloha, Yashar'al, our Father forever and ever. Your kingdom comes and your will is done as it is in heaven and upon earth. Give us this day the risen bread of tomorrow, and put away from us our debts as how we have put away the debts owed to us. Deliver us from the hand of evil ruach, evil spirits, and let them not lead us astray from you. My Elohim, my Alua. For yours, Yahuah, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty. For all that is in the heaven and in the earth is yours. Yours is the kingdom, Yahuah, and you are exalted as head above all. So be it. So, what I do is, he says the Father already know we need. I do pray for stuff sometimes, like, I had to get, like, I'm about to go out the house, I'll pray, like, thank you, Abba, for, keeping us protected. Or if, like, I needed some kind of paperwork done, I'm like, Yahuah, please help with this. Please give me favor with these people. Like, so I'm not going to say I never pray for things, but, like, you don't have to beg him. When you get back into the covenant with him, if you ain't in it, he's going to add these things. Seek ye first the kingdom, right, of heaven, and all these things. Like, he will give you whatever you need. Like, you're not going to be lacking anything, right? And you'll see when you come back into the covenant how your life starts to change. Like, your health changes, your life starts to change, your sleep change. Like, a lot of things changes for the better. So I really hope that video was helpful. I hope I wasn't everywhere. If you have anything you want to add below, let me know. Because again, we're a community. Nobody is nobody's preacher. We are a community. So that's really all I have. Okay.